leader, the tribe leader, whatever you want to call it here of the Generate group. Do me a favor, if you're watching this, if you can click the like button or leave a little comment. We are obviously reviewing this book, Lead Generate, 61 Days to Double Your Pay. And by the way, I'm going to put the link to this guy in the comment section. This guy's name is Luca Strigagnoli. Anyway, I was watching this dude. He's an acoustic guitar player. And like, I realize this guy has probably worked his entire life to be this good on acoustic guitar. But every time I see somebody doing something great or talented on YouTube, I'm just thinking to myself like, oh, I got time for that. Why am I not a great guitar player? Why don't I know how to make like jellies or molds or goo, or know how to scuba dive better or skydive? Or like, it's so just crazy to go down the YouTube channel and see how skillful human beings are. Like, it really gives me hope. Anyway, we are reviewing this book because everybody needs to lead generate, get their ass back on track, get the economy going again. And this is just like my little way of giving back without really knowing where it's going to go. So we've got about 20 more days to go through this book, and then I don't know where it's going to go from there. Maybe we'll do some more interviews. Maybe we'll do some more stuff. Maybe we'll do some giveaways. Maybe we'll all get together live and talk about lead generation. I don't really know. I'd love your feedback. So if you're watching this, do me a favor, click the like button, give me some feedback, just give me some type of information. And yes, May Shalhoub and everybody else is giving me a hard time. I got a little haircut. I feel like a human again. I can see my neck. Luckily, I kept the goatee, so I still can't see the double chin, which is making me feel better about myself because I think I packed on that COVID-10 during COVID-19. All right, to the book. Day 37. See, this is perfect example. Shiny object syndrome. This day 37 of this book is actually why I wrote this book, right? I wrote this book for me because I have a tendency to shiny object, dude on YouTube playing guitar, shiny object, new CRM that I can check out, shiny object, our company's offering this new program, shiny object, new realtors I want to call. And what I realize is like, I'll put in the work. I'll work till 7 o'clock, 10 o'clock, midnight, 3 the next morning to get everything done that needs to get done for my clients, for my referral sources, for my team. But without this book, without this little tracking mechanism, which is just a simple call tracker that I fill out every day when I make my 10 connection calls, without that, I don't stay disciplined to the daily activities of lead generation. Like that, I wrote this book for myself, and day 37 is the #1 offender of this. So yesterday, and we'll post a link to the video if you could, Danielle, of yesterday's conversation on are you a sniper or a shotgun? This is really relevant to those of us who are shotguns and we like to do a lot of things and talk to a lot of people. So day 37, shiny object syndrome. If yesterday, actually, this is relevant to all of us. If yesterday you decide that you wanted to adopt more of that sniper rifle approach, sorry about the pun. I wrote this years ago before there was a lot of civil unrest, so don't get upset about the gun references. I commend you. Like if you're that sniper, if you can pick off one relationship at a time, one key business to business or business to consumer relationship at a time, I commend you. I'm a little bit more of a shotgun. I like to talk to everybody and do things like this and shiny object syndrome and whatnot. But truth is, going back 20 years to basic training, when I was in the Army, I was never that great at zeroing in on one target. In the Army, when you first get your rifle, you go through a process called zeroing. The process is pretty simple. You shoot a really small target from a short distance away, and the goal is to group 3 shots really tight together. Then you adjust your rifle sights to ensure that the 3 shots are hitting the target dead center, and it's kind of this 10 to 20 minute process of getting your sights on your rifle zeroed in so you can hit a target. What a lot of people that have never been in the military or never been around shooting guns don't understand is that if somebody picks up my rifle, they might not be able to hit shit with it because there's an aperture and then there's a post, and you've got to line these up based on how my eye looks through the sight. So if my assistant picked up my rifle and tried to shoot something from 100 yards, she might miss it by a mile because our vision and our sight path isn't exactly the same. Well, the reality is I was never really good at zeroing in this target, right? Like I could get 2 shots pretty close, and then the third one I'd get anxious or I'd get distracted or whatever, and the third shot would be way over here. And the drill sergeants couldn't figure it out. They're like, Jesus, man, I do not want to be in a foxhole with you because like 2 of your shots are just dead on, and then one of them's like kind of over here up in space, and it didn't make any sense. So shiny object syndrome is basically a mainstay tenet of the lead generation expert who takes the shotgun approach, right? So if you're like me and you're just like, well, I'll talk to everybody, I'll take everything in, and then I'll just work later to get it all done. that's fine. Like I can kind of deal with that because that's a little bit how my mind works. It shuffles around. I don't really think that humans can multitask, but whatever, I'll circle back around and I'll get it done. However, if you are the sniper approach type of lead generator, meaning that you are super focused on one type of relationship or one business relationship or one vertical of business, you absolutely positively cannot fall prey to shiny object syndrome, because if you get off path, right, you could potentially lose 10, 20, 50, 90% of your business by screwing up one relationship. So for example, let's say I work with 10 referral sources that give me 5 deals a year, right? So I close 50 deals. Doesn't matter what industry you're in. I work with 10 referral sources and they give me 5 deals each. Well, if something happens, if I get distracted or something just goes wrong, and I lose one of those relationships, well, I still have 90% of my business intact, 45 of those 50 deals. And that's kind of the benefit of the shotgun approach. Now, the downside is that I have to, develop and maintain and keep and continue to nurture many more relationships than the people that are more of that focused sniper approach. So let's say to close the same 50 deals, you only have 2 relationships, because those 2 relationships give you 25 deals each, or they buy 25 products, or they rent your services, 25 times each. Well, you as kind of that sniper person, you absolutely cannot afford to fall victim to this shiny object syndrome and try something new or veer over here, because if you lose one of those 2 relationships, you're done. That's 50% of your revenue. That's 50% of your business gone. So what I would say is, as you're trying to get in touch with what type of lead generation expert you are, you have to know where your skills are. You need to know where your focus is. And then you need to know what you need to avoid in order to make sure that there's not just huge calamity to your business, right? So tomorrow we're going to talk about what can go horribly wrong for the person that's a little bit more of a shotgun approach. But if you're the type of person that's a little bit more dialed in and a sniper approach, and you've only got 2, 3, 4, 5 relationships that are feeding 100% of your business, you have to be laser focused on them and make sure that you don't get sidetracked. So that's my idea for today. Scott Groves here in the Generate group. By the way, I've been traveling a little bit for work, so haven't had the interviews that I wanted to be having daily, but we're getting back on track here in the next 48 hours. We've got some awesome interviews coming up with some personal development coaches, some mindfulness coaches, some rock stars in the business world. So if you're a lead generator, a business owner, an entrepreneur, somebody who's fully commissioned, do me a favor, add somebody to this group, because there's going to be an upcoming interview that they definitely want to see. All right. Love you guys. We'll talk soon. Bye.